Hi, YouTubers. It has been some time since I've last spoken to you. I wanted to speak to you about my lessons in forgiveness. So much has happened since the last time I've spoken to you. I have really received some changes in my life. I've been initiated into Lukumi. I received the hand of Ifa, and I don't have my beads on right now on my neck, but I do have my Ide. For those who don't know what that is, I will explain later in another video. But I am definitely wanting to speak on forgiveness and how forgiveness leads itself to abundance, compassion towards oneself, and just really helps you to live your life in a much more progressive way. You don't forgive others for their sake, you forgive others for your own sake. And I've chosen to remove the bitterness, the anger, the resentment that I had within myself, identify the work that I needed to do for myself so that I may move on, so that I can have success in my own life. There are many people who have caused pain in my life. They have wanted to cause even more suffering. Yet, I learned to take responsibility for my own happiness so that I may live abundantly. I won't come from the aspects of Quran, Sunnah, the Bible. I'll just speak on me personally. I have needed to forgive others because I needed that peace in my life. I needed to grow. I needed to develop so that I could become the person, the woman, the mother, the sister, the friend that I want to be. I'm not perfect, but I know that I'm on my way. And forgiveness has helped me to develop patience towards others and their situations. Patience towards myself, that's my washer. Compassion that I needed for others and myself. On this day, Monday, March 16th of 2020, this is a time that people will have let me say the differences between people who really have compassion and those who are fake about it will be revealed. We're going through the fear of coronavirus, something that's been around for many years. People are hoarding, people are being selfish, people are not being neighborly and helping one another. Everyone is about self, what is going on in their households. We're given the word that in a gathering where there's more than 50 people that it should not occur because that is raising the chance of infection. People are responding as if this is the zombie apocalypse. And it's really sad because we have those who are in vulnerable positions, such as the elderly, the sick and the shut-in, the homeless. People are hoarding toilet paper, more than enough for 3 to 6 months, knowing that their asses don't even need that much toilet paper, knowing that there is an alternative to that toilet paper. They got to get old school and use maybe an old rag and some water, but they will be able to wipe their asses. Anywho, I may say some things that some people may feel is blasphemous because I may use a few cuss words every now and then. But I'm not cursing anyone. I'm cussing. So in my lessons in forgiveness, I've learned to let go. I've learned to have a little more faith in the unseen and to not allow myself to be influenced or pressured by the matrix. I've learned the power of words And I've become more of a wordsmith. I'm already a wordsmith, but even more of a wordsmith because I realize that certain words give way to the decline of self. Certain words cause me to think negatively, feel negatively, and spew that out onto others or into the world. So I want to speak positively. I want to live more abundantly. I want to do more that is positive for other people. I want to have a better influence. I want to have more of a legacy in this life. I apologize if the lighting isn't good, if I don't have music playing at the beginning of my video. This is nothing fancy. It's simple. Learn to forgive. If you don't know how, pray that someone crosses your path that can teach you. Pray that there is a way that you receive the lessons that come with forgiveness because, honey, it's freedom, it's liberation, and it is sweet. It is awesome. Learning to let go and let things just fall off your shoulders, not carrying a chip on them. It makes a difference. Nothing is like forgiveness because once you learn to forgive and not let others have control over your happiness, you learn to accept responsibility for how you think, how you behave, and how you respond to your environment. No one can shake you. You're unmoved by the negativity that's in the news. You're unmoved by the negative behaviors of others. You can't control what other people do, but you can definitely control how you respond to them. Learn to accept responsibility for your own happiness. No one else is in control of that. It's worth it. There are steps to forgiveness, and each one of us takes our own personal steps. Some of us have to have a mentor. Some of us have to have books, self-help books. Some of us just need that one good lesson, one. But forgiving others is worth it. There are those of us who have been sexually traumatized as children, as teenagers, as adults, and we have to learn to let that go. I've met people within my own family who have been holding on to bitterness and anger towards other people for over 50 years. And I told myself that is not how I want to be. If someone has done me wrong, let me have the ability to let it go. It doesn't mean that I allow their transgressions to be forgotten. What it means is that I have not built that wall that keeps me away from those who want to love me in the way that I want to be loved. Those who want to have friendship with me in the way that I want friendship. That I will be able to identify my own behaviors that lead to my despair, my hesitations in life, my hesitation to be comfortable, happy, sound, and peaceful. I am in control of me. I'm not in control of others, but I'm in control of me. So if you have tried to take away my joy and my blessings, and if you have tried to discard me, tell me that I'm not good enough, that I'm not talented enough, I won't believe it because I love me that much. That's what forgiveness is about. It's about loving yourself unconditionally, loving the parts of yourself that no one else will love but you. You got to love yourself from head to foot. What I do every day is give myself tenfold blessings. I bless my head. I bless my shoulders. I bless my body. I bless my feet. And I give thanks for me. I give thanks for who I am. Appreciation for how I'm created. in my imperfections and my perfections. I may not be the best person around other people if I hate myself and carry bitterness. I don't want that to be my legacy. I want to love me unconditionally. If my face is scarred, if my body is disfigured, I want to love me no matter what. And while I'm carrying the bitterness and I'm carrying the hate, I'm carrying regret, I'm carrying anger, I'm not loving me. And it's important for me to love who I am. Because there's no way for me to love those around me who want me to be that loving person without me doing so. I want my children to remember that they had a loving mother. I want my friends to feel like that I've been a good friend. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I love me. And I can't help but love you. I don't want to have conditions when people step into my life, because if I make it conditional for them, I make it conditional for me. And I don't want my love to be limited. I literally want to have a love no limit. I want to walk in forgiveness. I want to walk in my blessings. I want to know my gifts. I want to walk in love. And what the world needs now is love. We need compassion, not to tolerate someone. We don't need tolerance. We need compassion. I said on my Facebook page to many people that, Christians, do you realize how many Muslims are working on your behalf, in the medical profession? You hate them, you misunderstand them, but the majority of them, no matter what, are working for the goodness of humanity unconditionally. Unconditional love means that I don't put a limit on it. You may take me for granted, but because I love me, because I have a place in this humanity, that makes it unconditional. That's forgiveness. Forgiving those who transgress against you. That's walking in forgiveness. Not allowing their limited thinking, their limited experiences affect you. You got to give that to yourself. And many of us don't. So in this time that I have not been on YouTube, I've been learning to work with forgiving myself. Forgiving myself for not trusting who I am, not loving who I am. Forgiving myself for being conditional, for not allowing myself to make mistakes, for being a perfectionist, for not allowing myself to expose my gifts, not showing myself gratitude, love, kindness. I had to learn forgiveness. I've had people that have done me dirty. I've had people do me dirty, baby. I mean dirty. They've tried to slander my name. They backbite. Hey, they might still be doing it. I've had people that I know who lied on me, who I know have done me wrong. And I knew that I had really stepped into forgiveness, when I could look them dead in their eye, give them a hug and say, I forgive you. I literally forgive you. And many of them were shocked. Some of them didn't know I knew what they said about me or tried to do. And I was able to say, I forgive you. And I love you like you never did it before. Now, I'm not going to let them do me like they did me. But the fact is that I don't even harbor that hate and resentment in my heart. Why? First of all, I don't want to give energy over to that. I don't focus on that. I love me. That's why I forgive you. because I love myself unconditionally. That is a lesson that I learned. Now, my initiation didn't give me that, but I can definitely tell you that for those who've been initiated, it opens up so many doors. I've had 3 initiations. First, I was initiated into a goddess coven, and I was told by the person who mentored us that this will open up doors for you. And within days, 3 days, doors were opening up for me. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is the key to abundance. It's sweet liberation. And you've got to give it to yourself. You've got to. Release yourself from those chains. Release yourself from that bondage. Release yourself from that prison. You may be confined in some walls. You may be behind bars. But once you forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made, you will find yourself with a freedom that no one can control. Your mind, this right here, is heaven or your hell. You can imagine yourself being interplanetary. You can travel the constellations in your mind. Free your mind. Forgive yourself. Give yourself the liberation that you need. Many of us have gone through some tragic experiences, traumatizing childhoods, traumatizing teenage years, adulthood. We've gone through abuse, neglect. Free yourself from that. Don't harbor resentment towards yourself and say, this is what I could have done. If I didn't do this, this could have happened. Let it go. Start working on loving you. Care for yourself. Be kind to yourself. Hug yourself. Nurture yourself. Tell that hurt little child, you are enough. You deserve better. And for whatever you were not given, you can give it to yourself. You are capable. Honor who you are as you are. The parts of yourself that others have insulted, told you weren't good enough, tell yourself every day that they're good enough. Someone told you you weren't pretty, tell yourself every day, look into the mirror and make it your mantra. I am beautiful. I am perfectly made. I am enough. I deserve to love me, and I do. Nothing is fancy about what I'm saying. The lighting is bad. The video is plain. But I want you to receive the message. To forgive. Let go of what you are harboring against your transgressors. Let that go. Let it roll off of you like water so that you can grow and develop and become the person that you want to be. Don't let that hold you back because you have so much to give. Someone in this world is praying for a blessing, and you may be the very key to their blessing. It may be just 3 to 5 minutes that you walk through a place and you deliver a smile, and you are a blessing to that particular person or group of people that are there. I had an incident where a man, I was going to a store, and a man fell onto the ground, and it was a woman who was trying to help him, one of his family members, and she didn't even know how to pick him up. So I helped her. I said, honey, this is how you pick him up. I was a CNA before. And I said, this is how you pick him up, and taught her how to rock her body with his to get him off of the ground. And she said, oh my goodness, I don't know who you are, but if you did not help me, I don't know what we would do. And the man was so ashamed. And he said, baby, I don't know how to repay you. He kept telling me I'm too heavy. I said, no, baby, I got this. I know how to do this without hurting myself. I had to do this before, and I haven't forgotten how to do it. And I'm going to show her how to do it too. and got him off of that ground with no difficulty. She said, I don't know what I would have done if you didn't show up. You are an angel. I said, honey, I'm a mere mortal. And I'm just grateful that I was here when I was. You know, you never know when you're going to step into someone's life for a few moments and be a blessing. Somebody is praying for you to come into their lives. And how are they praying for you? They're saying that they need somebody, send some help. In a moment of distress, you may very well be the blessing that they need. You may see a car accident and you're able to give a report. You may have to pull someone out of a car, and at that time, you are their blessing. Someone is praying for you to be the blessing. There's no spookism in that. You may only encounter them for a few minutes and they remember that for a lifetime and say, I don't know who that person was, but I am so glad that they showed up. That's what forgiveness does. Forgiveness allows you to be the blessing for someone else, and in return, you are a blessing to yourself. So this is the message that I want to give to others. I want you to receive this. Like I said, this video isn't fancy and the lighting is bad, but it's something simple. Forgiveness can open up so many doors, because one day, you never know when you encounter the people that you bless for a few moments. They say, I remember you. And at that time, they may be a blessing to you. There is there's an energy in this world. When you give to others, someone will return the favor to you. When you put ugly out into the world, you get that back. You really do. I won't say that we attract who we are, because I don't give credit to that, because every moth is attracted to the flame, okay? Every moth is attracted to the flame. But for a few moments, you get to choose who is allowed to be near your flame. What you give into this world, what you put out there, you will get it back. So forgiveness allows you to live in abundance. It allows you to live in your best perfection. Love the parts of yourself that you've been hating. Be kind to you. And in return, you are kind to others. There are people that may spew the ugliest things to you, and you have not even contributed to them spewing something ugly to you. But because you walk in forgiveness and you love yourself, you pass by and you're unaffected. You won't even realize they said it. You may have somebody next to you and say, did you hear what that person said about you? You be, baby, I didn't even hear that. Because you are walking in forgiveness. You're unbothered. You are unaffected. So this is a lesson I want to give. I haven't been on this for a minute on YouTube. I've had to develop myself. You know, I was starting out with head wrapping videos, and more people want to know about head wrapping, and I got discouraged because I'm used to it. You know, I've been doing this now. It took a relative of mine to let me know I've been doing this for like 30 years. You know, I'm used to the head wrapping thing. But there's a lot of people who don't know it. So I think my information is old. And to somebody else, every day is something new. There's always someone out there who doesn't know. I go to places and people are like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And actually under this now, officially is all hair and afro. So, you know, maybe I'll start doing those videos. But the most that I want for people to get out of my videos is they need to just love themselves. And I'm going to say, you need to love yourself. It's not even an option. The more you love yourself, the more that you can forgive and others and move on and create your own abundance. I wanted to share that. This year has been, and I'm not talking about year 2020. I'm talking about 2019 on to 2020. 2018 on to 2020 has been a process for me. I've been working on myself since about 2015, trying to get this forgiveness thing right. And when I realized those people who used to really set me off no longer affect me because I'm so focused on what I need to give to myself, I realized I had growth in my life. And the reason why is because I've learned forgiveness. I had to take those parts of myself that I disliked and not hate them, but understand how I needed to elevate in those areas. I took responsibility for what was undeveloped within me, not focusing on the other person. If that person was setting me off, if I was still harboring resentment against them from something that happened in my childhood, that let me know that that's an area that I need to work on because I can't control them. I can't undo the past. I need to work on that for me, not for them. Fuck them. I need to work for me. So I hope that what I've said is beneficial to someone. And I hope that you can take this lesson of loving yourself unconditionally and walking in forgiveness to heart. I want to see humanity elevate. I want to see humanity be more compassionate towards one another. I want to see us develop into a much higher form of being. We need that. What the world needs now is love, transparency, not to be tolerant, okay? Because tolerance is like, I don't like you, but I'm going to let you stay here. No, we need more than that. We need to unconditionally love. Allow others to unconditionally be. Now, I'm not saying if someone is harming children, harming other people, that we've got to deal with that because we have a set of laws as humans. We have a set of laws that are natural, where we should not tolerate others harming. We first need to find out the root of why they are harming others. And then we need to decide whether or not they deserve to be around people. That's something that we've done throughout nature. That's a whole other video. But learn to love yourself. Learn to let go of the hate. Take responsibility for your joy. Take responsibility for your happiness. Take responsibility for the areas of your life that you dislike. Take responsibility. As an adult, no one else is responsible for your unhappiness. Fix that. Fix it. So this won't be a step-by-step guide, but this is a video to just bring awareness. You need to love one another, but first it begins with you loving yourself. And how do you love yourself? You forgive. Forgive the parts of yourself that you have learned to dislike. Love yourself unconditionally. Love no limit. That's all I've got to say. This is Afro Kitu signing out. Peace.